Hello everybody. It is me again. And it's kind of funny because since I videoed my first video, I've kind of been overanalyzing, as many women do. But what exactly this is going to look like? Do I need to go chronologically as far as our journey goes? Do I need to just let the Spirit move me and talk about whatever happens to be on my heart that day? Do I want to bring awareness? I don't want to necessarily be too preachy, but obviously God is a huge part of my walk. So I don't really exactly know what I'm going to do, but today I felt like one important thing I wanted to mention. I just read a blog, actually not a blog, but a Facebook post of a relative of mine who happens to have lost her daughter. And as I read her post, though I'm so thankful that I have Dalton here, it just reminds me that the grieving process is not something that it's like, you break a foot and then you go to the doctor and you get your foot in a cast, and then takes time and it's healed, and then most people, you're healed and you're better. And you kind of just move on. And grief doesn't work that way. Grief is something that you can be doing fine 1 minute, and then the next minute something happens and it just sparks a memory or something that goes on in your mind where you're just absolutely falling to pieces. And this is something that I have experienced in my own life. When I lost my mother, I was 27 when my mom died. She was absolutely my best friend, the most incredible woman I ever knew. And I'm not just saying that because she's dead. Unfortunately, lots of people become saints once they hit the pearly gates. But in her case, she really was. She was an amazing individual. And I learned so very much from her, not only in life, but also in death. But I know that, it's been almost it was 15 years in March that she's been gone. And for the most part, I carry on, and I know that she is completely healed, and she is where I will be one day, and I will be reunited with her. But there are some days that I just miss my mama, and I just have to cry. Nothing else feels okay. But one of the emotions that this sparked is that when Dalton was first diagnosed, I honest to goodness felt like I had leprosy. And I think that my husband would feel the same, would say the same thing. And what I mean by that is that, as I mentioned in my first video, that as human beings we like to paint prettier pictures of the way things happen to be, which is usually far from reality. I think that we also try to not see sad things on a regular basis. And for a lot of people, you can avoid those type of situations. You don't put yourself in uncomfortable or sad situations. For the most part, people like to be in happy places. People love to go on vacations because they get to forget about the reality and things like that. But in the real world, every single human being is going to face tragedy. They're going to face loss. They're going to face difficulties. And through our difficult time when Dalton was first diagnosed, it was amazing how many people I just thought would be there for us. And some of them probably thought they were being there for us. But when you peel back all the layers, the raw reality is that we had to walk the majority of this walk alone. And for a long time, I was very bitter about that. Actually, probably for several years, I was very angry. Internally, I didn't necessarily show that outwardly towards people. Some people did know I was upset with them. But I had, in a sense, as a human being, I didn't realize I had expectations of other people. And I really tried. I typically don't try to expect things from people. But obviously, I did. I expected things from my own family. I expected things from my close friends. And it wasn't really fair of me to do that. But at the same time, it was complete human nature. When people are hurting, those that love them surround them and bring them up and lift them up and do anything they can to help them. And many of these people did do things that they thought were being helpful. But sometimes I just wanted a hug. I just wanted someone to call me and say, I don't have a clue what to say. This sucks really bad. And I'm sorry, but I love you. And if there's something I can do, tell me. But instead, some people, it was funny. Some people would call and give me solutions or tell me what I need to be doing. And of course, that was somewhat offensive because they have no idea what I'm going through. Even though they were trying to help, and I knew that they were trying to help, it didn't help. And it actually caused me to be very angry. Some other people just literally fell off the face of this earth. And that at that time, I thought was completely inexcusable. I do know for a fact that I hope and pray that anytime my friends or my family happen to go through something difficult, I hope and pray that God will force me to step up and be there for them in any way possible. And it's okay to say, I don't know what to say. It's okay to say, I have no idea what you're going through. I feel like an idiot because I have no idea what to say or what I can do, but please let me know something. I want to help you any way I can. If that means a hug, if that means buying someone a massage or going grocery shopping for them and getting them out, bringing them dinner, bringing them a bottle of wine, whatever it happens to be. But I would just encourage anybody to admit, to be honest, to be truthful. You don't have to have all the answers. But don't avoid people. If there's someone in your life that you love and you care about, don't avoid them. If they're going through something difficult, not talking about it, sure, sometimes they don't want to talk about it, but absolutely not even acknowledging that it exists is almost offensive. And as I said, I'm speaking from my personal story. Some people may love not to discuss it, but I think acknowledging it somehow, just, hey, I'm sorry what you're going through. I love you. If you want to talk about it, I'm here. Leave it at that. And then if they carry on about another conversation and go on about the ball game or about vacation or about the kids or whatever they happen to be going on normal life, then let it go. But at least you're acknowledging their pain and their grief. So, of course, I keep thinking that I'm going to make these videos short, and we're at another 7 minutes. So with that being said, I hope that anybody going through something difficult, I hope that anybody watching this will be able to step up to the plate and hopefully walk alongside of them in their grief. You don't have to know all the answers. And if anybody is going through a hard time right now that is watching this video and this speaks to you, try to give a little bit of grace, because 99% of the people that are in your life aren't intentionally trying to hurt you. And it's taken me now 6 years to understand that, because I felt like it was a personal attack on me. They how dare them walk away from me and not be involved in this life. But you know what? God sometimes removes some relationships, even some great relationships, to bring you the ones and to make room for the ones that you need during that part of that journey. It doesn't mean that they won't ever come back. Some may not. But at the end of the day, God holds all the cards. And once again, I rest in Him. I rest in His plan. His plan's perfect, not mine. His plan's better than mine. Doesn't mean I like His plan, but I will rest in it. And I will thank Him for everything He brings me through, because I know that I'm better for it, and hopefully I can impact this world in a mighty way for good. And so once again, I pray that all of you have a wonderful day and stay blessed and live on purpose. God bless.